What if I told you there's a place on Earth where you can stand in 4 different hemispheres at once? Or that there's an island within a lake on an island within another lake? Today, we're diving into 25 absolutely mind-blowing geography facts that will completely change how you see our planet. From countries bigger than entire planets to deserts that actually get snow and mountains that are technically taller than Mount Everest. Let's start with something that sounds absolutely impossible. Fact 1. Did you know that Alaska is both the westernmost and easternmost state in America? I know that sounds impossible, but here's the mind-bending truth. Alaska stretches so far west that it actually crosses the international date line, making some of its islands technically in the eastern hemisphere. So you could literally watch the sunrise over America's easternmost point, then take a boat 70 miles and watch it set over the westernmost spot. Fact 2. Speaking of the impossible geography, there's actually a place where you can stand in 4 different hemispheres at once. Africa is the only continent that spans all 4 hemispheres: northern, southern, eastern, and western. It's literally the center of our world. Fact 3. But here's something even more mind-blowing. In the Philippines, there's an island within a lake, on an island, within a lake, on an island. Let me say that again slowly. Vulcan Point is a small island sitting in Main Crater Lake, which is on Volcano Island, which sits in Lake Taal, which is on the island of Luzon. Fact 4, and if that wasn't confusing enough, there are actually underwater lakes and rivers. When salt water seeps up from the seafloor, it can create these incredible underwater formations that look exactly like surface rivers, complete with banks and waterfalls, except they're at the bottom of the ocean. Fact 5. Here's one that'll mess with your head. There are 2 islands that are only 2.4 miles apart, but they're 20 hours apart in time. The Diomede Islands sit on opposite sides of the international date line, so you could literally see tomorrow from today. Fact 6, and speaking of time zones, China, a country nearly as wide as the United States, operates on just 1 time zone. This means the sun could rise at 6 a.m. in one city and 10 a.m. in another. Imagine trying to schedule a national meeting when lunch at noon means completely different things. But if you think those places are weird, wait until you hear about the places that shouldn't exist according to everything we know about geography. Fact 7. There's a town in Nebraska called Monowai with exactly 1 resident. Elsie Eiler is the mayor, the librarian, the bartender, and literally the entire population. She pays taxes to herself and issues her own liquor license. Talk about the ultimate introvert's dream. Fact 8. Meanwhile, in Alaska, there's a town called Whittier, where almost all 200 residents live in the same building. This 14-story structure contains apartments, a post office, grocery store, school, church, and medical clinic. Some residents go weeks without stepping outside. Fact 9. Here's something that sounds like science fiction. There's a volcano in Indonesia that spews blue lava. The Kawah Ijen volcano's lava appears blue due to extremely high sulfur content burning at incredible temperatures. It looks like something from an alien planet. Fact 10. There's a place where you can literally walk on water, and I'm not talking about ice. The Salar de Uyuni in Bolivia becomes a perfect mirror during rainy season, creating the illusion that you're walking on the sky itself. It's so reflective that NASA uses it to calibrate satellites. Fact 11. In Iceland, there's a place where you can go inside a volcano's magma chamber. The Three-Nukagigar volcano's magma mysteriously disappeared, leaving behind a massive hollow chamber that you can actually explore. It's like stepping inside the heart of the Earth. Fact 12. Here's something that sounds impossible. It snows in the Sahara Desert. Despite being one of the hottest places on Earth, the Sahara has recorded snowfall at least 3 times in recent history, most recently in 2022. Imagine seeing snow-covered sand dunes. But if you think those places are weird, wait until you hear about the geographical records that will absolutely blow your mind. Fact 13. Russia isn't just the largest country on Earth. It's literally bigger than the dwarf planet Pluto. Russia covers 17.1 million square kilometers, while Pluto's entire surface is only 16.6 million square kilometers. You could fit an entire planet inside one country. Fact 14. But here's something even more incredible. Canada has more lakes than the rest of the world combined. With over 879,000 lakes, Canada contains 62% of all the world's freshwater lakes. If you visited one lake per day, it would take you over 2,400 years to see them all. Fact 15. Speaking of water, there's a place so dry that it hasn't rained in over 2 million years. The dry valleys in Antarctica are so arid that they make the Sahara Desert look like a tropical paradise. NASA actually uses this area to test Mars rovers because it's the closest thing to another planet we have on Earth. Fact 16. Here's one that'll make you rethink everything about mountains. Mount Everest isn't actually the tallest mountain on Earth. If you measure from base to peak, Mauna Kea in Hawaii is 33,500 feet tall, while Everest is only 29,000 feet. Most of Mauna Kea is just hidden underwater. Fact 17, and get this, Mount Everest isn't even the closest point to the moon. Because Earth bulges at the equator, Mount Chimborazo in Ecuador is actually 1.5 miles closer to space than Everest's summit. Fact 18, there's a river in Peru that's literally boiling. The Chennai Timpishka River reaches temperatures of nearly 200 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to kill anything that falls in. Local shamans consider it sacred, and honestly, after hearing this, I might agree. Fact 19. Here's one that'll make you question reality. There are more trees on Earth than stars in our galaxy. Scientists estimate 3 trillion trees compared to only 100 to 400 billion stars in the Milky Way. Our planet is literally more forested than space is starry. But humans have created some pretty impossible things too. If you love learning about the most incredible places on Earth, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our latest mind-bending content. Fact 20. There's a city that's literally sinking into the ground. Mexico City drops by 20 inches every year because it was built on a drained lake bed. Some areas have sunk over 30 feet in the past century. Imagine living somewhere where the ground beneath you is literally disappearing. Fact 21. Speaking of small countries, Vatican City is so tiny that its entire population could fit in a large apartment building, yet it has its own postal system, railway station, and even issues its own euros. It's smaller than most shopping malls, but more influential than countries with millions of people. Fact 22. In Japan, there are more pets than children under 15. With 20 million cats and dogs compared to just 15 million children, Japan has literally chosen furry family members over human ones. They even have luxury hotels exclusively for pets. Fact 23. Australia has a wider diameter than the moon. While the moon is 3,474 kilometers across, Australia stretches 4,000 kilometers from east to west. Fact 24. The Pacific Ocean is so massive that you could fit all of Earth's continents inside it and still have room for another Africa. It covers over 63 million square miles. That's larger than all land on Earth combined. Fact 25. And finally, here's the most mind-blowing fact of all. The Amazon rainforest produces 20% of the world's oxygen. But here's the kicker. It also consumes almost all of it through decomposition. The real lungs of the Earth are actually the oceans, which produce over 70% of our oxygen through phytoplankton. So there you have it, 25 geography facts that prove our world is far stranger, more beautiful, and more impossible than we ever imagined. From boiling rivers to underground cities, from countries smaller than tennis courts to deserts that get snow, our planet never stops surprising us. Which fact blew your mind the most? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you learned something new today, smash that like button and subscribe for more mind-bending content about our incredible world. Trust me, after today, you'll never look at a map the same way again. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember, reality is always stranger than fiction. And if you think these facts were crazy, wait until you see my next video about the most dangerous places on Earth that people actually live in. You won't believe what humans will do to call a place home.